We are back out here at Sanford Dam, and there has been a ton of progress on all of these dams. There's a lot of work happening on all 5 of the dams here in the 4 lakes, and you definitely want to keep an eye on the live cameras that I have on all of these dams. Even out there on Edenville Dam, there's been a ton of progress out there on the lake bed, riprap being brought in, work on the embankments. But this video is here at Sanford Dam, and you may have been able to notice it over there on the right hand side of the screen that there has already been a gate installed. We'll take a little closer look at that gate later on in this video, but we'll come over here to this low level outlet, get a nice view of that, see the water pouring down through into here, and we'll also check out the other side. Always like to see how the dam is operating. They are able to open and close this low level outlet to control the flow through it. It's very interesting how that operates. Over here on the spillways, you can see they are boarded off so that water is not going over the top of them. They do have different elevations to them. The first 3 are at a higher elevation than the last 3, so if there is a high water rainfall event, water can still go over top of those, and you may have noticed that there was a tree log on the sill. So it has happened earlier this year. Here is the embankment. You can see a ton of stone being brought in. I'm guessing this is crushed limestone, and over here a lot of riprap. This is where the primary focus seems like a lot of the work has been happening on the embankment. Not sure if you can even call it an earthen embankment anymore because it does look like crushed limestone to me. Haven't been able to get back out there on site. You know, these videos are a little bit quicker, easier for me to get around to doing is just going out there and flying the drone real quick. Getting out there on site does take a little bit more effort, but if you want to see that on the ground footage of me going out there on site, talking to the engineers, getting a little bit more of that detailed information, let me know in the comment section down below. You can see right here in the middle of the screen that they had this hollowed out. They put a lot of drain pipes. I just saw this on the live camera. It looks like some perforated tubing all throughout this area, and now are covering it with the crushed limestone. You can see that this is really nicely laid out for drainage so that any water that seeps through, possibly seeps through the sheet pile, will easily be dissipated and drained away from the dam. That is definitely a nice feature to create security and make sure that this dam does not fail in the future. See a lot of concrete that has been poured over here on the left hand side of the screen and right in the middle of the screen, forming these kind of steps. Again, a lot of drainage you can see has been worked in here, dug out for those perforated pipes that are going to be laid down in there. Again, check out the live cameras. You were able to see this happen yesterday, and right now as I'm doing the voiceover, they're covering those perforated pipes with this crushed limestone. Going the opposite direction now, facing towards kind of the east, we'll cross over to the north side of the sheet pile. And on this side, it does look like it will be a true earthen embankment. Looks like they are putting clay in here and compacting that in layers. And up by the sheet pile, looks like they have sand right along that. So I'm not entirely positive, but I think they're going to probably pour concrete on each side of that sheet pile. A little bit more protection from erosion control happening there. You can see this excavator though. Not sure why this hole was dug here that they're filling back in with sand. And they have a vibratory compactor on the end of that excavator, going ahead compacting that sand as much as they could to again create a nice solid foundation. All of this clay here has been hauled in from Wixom Lake. So out there and close to the Edenville Dam on the lake bed, they're digging out all this clay and putting it here inside the Sanford earthen embankment. Popped up on the screen real quick the estimated substantial completion dates for all the dams. You can see Sanford's going to be finished first at this time, followed by Smallwood, Secord, and then Edenville. This is when these dams should be completed and are not actually when they're going to be refilled. And this is actually interesting information the Four Lakes Task Force sent out of how long each dam would take to fill based on average flows in the spring and in the summer and low flows. So if we have some high flows in the springtime, you can see these lakes would be refilled relatively pretty quickly. So that was very interesting information that I found useful to know how long these lakes would take to refill. This area on the screen right now looks like it's being filled in with a lot of sand right to the north side of the earthen embankment. Dike area, still looking good. This is where the dewatering is happening so they can work on the earthen embankment. We'll come around to the north side of the dam. You can see that some people just got out of the boat there. I'm not sure what they were doing. Maybe doing some of the work for the gate installation. And the water over here on the right hand side of the screen going through the low level outlet. Actually, today on the live camera this morning, the second gate was installed as well. So you're able to see this from the live cameras. These gates get flown in and installed. So that was gate number 2. Right now in this view, when I was out there flying, gate number 1 was the only gate that was installed. Again, this view is the low level outlet. Looks like not a lot of debris getting caught up in that grating. I think that's kind of a labor intensive to clean that grating out. I'm not sure, I haven't seen that process, but would be kind of interesting to see how that is cleaned off. If it is a manual process or if they have automated this in some way to keep debris from getting in that grate and clogging it up. And you can see the blocks here that were put in place to keep water from the work area so that they can install these gates. Again, these left 3 spillways at a little bit higher blocking off than the right 3. And great view here of the first gate that was ever installed here at Sanford Dam. And these are going to be crest gates, so the water will flow over the top of these, and they will have hydraulic rams behind them that will raise and lower these gates to the desired position. So definitely an improvement over the old Tanner gates. The old gates used to have debris, logs and stuff that would get plugged up underneath them, and ultimately probably what really led to a lot of the dams failing. If that water was allowed to just flow over the top of the crest gates, a lot of that debris would have just passed right over and could have alleviated a lot of the strain on the dam. Definitely passed a lot more flows, and water may have not overtopped the earthen embankment. We'll go up to 400 feet in altitude, see what things look like from up here. You can see the Sanford Park in the background, all the baseball fields looking great. They've got a lot of use this spring. A lot of kids have been playing out there on them. And also the horseshoe pits when I was out there filming. A lot of people were out there playing horseshoe. Directly above the dam, I believe we're still at 400 feet in altitude, maybe drop down to 300 feet, but this is the bird's eye view. You can see directly over the top the water passing through the low level outlet on the right hand side and the 6 spillways that are blocked off. Still at 400 feet in altitude, but we are going to start dropping in altitude. Drone is facing towards the north, so right in the top right of the screen is the lake bed, all that green area out there. You can see the clay where that staging area is that's being dumped off, and the off-road dump trucks that are hauling that over to be dumped on the earthen embankment and packed in lifts. And we'll check out the staging area over here. A lot of sand located here, some sheet pile. So we'll see a lot of the crushed limestone too. A lot of crushed limestone here, and they need it for that south side of the steel sheet pile. It seems like that's all that they're using is this crushed limestone and not actually using any clay or sand in that area. We'll keep flying up this direction towards the west. You can see a lot of these concrete structures over here on the right hand side. That is probably going to be used for getting rid of some of the water from the earthen embankment, getting that away from the dam, and up near the top where the fence is. I think on the other side of that fence is actually the old boat launch. Those were the docks that were out there. So it looks like those are still here on site. I'm not sure if those are going to be reused or not, but those are on the west side of this staging area, this work area. Again, this is where all that clay is that's being hauled in from Wixom Lake, dumped out here, and then it can be loaded onto the off-road dump trucks, trucked over to where it is needed on the earthen embankment and dumped in that location. Then the bulldozers level it off. Then they compact it in those lifts, trying to create an area that water is not able to penetrate through. Again, most of that is probably going to be prevented from the steel sheet pile, but clay is our bedrock here in Michigan and also does form a pretty impenetrable layer if people are trying to build ponds, a lot of times they do clay line these so that they do hold water. You can see the bulldozer over here again, doing what I said I was going to do, leveling off that clay, and then the compactor up there on the top left-hand side of the screen, that after things are all leveled off, they compact it. Looks like they have this little bobcat bringing in sand, dumping that along the steel sheet pile, and I'm guessing that's probably because there's going to be concrete poured right directly next to that sheet pile. Looks like a very tedious task, though, to be able to perform all along this sheet pile in that area. Bulldozer on the south side of the sheet pile is leveling off some of that crushed limestone, and again, another roller there, compactor roller, that is able to compact that more in those lifts. Crane is over here being used for lifting and assembling the gates. Again, we'll come up here closer. You'll be able to see the gate installation a little bit better. So at this time that was flying out there, looks like they're in preparation of doing some of the work for spillway number 1 for that gate to be installed. You can see some of that pre-work. That is some metal installed. Looks like that's stainless on each side of the dam spillways, and that blocking off, keeping the water from going over the top of the steps. And we'll slowly come over here to spillway 1. We'll be able to check out this gate that has already been installed. The drone is facing towards the east again, so the powerhouse is over here on the left-hand side. This is the crane that is being used to raise some of the gate positions to be manufactured and put together. You can see the one piece in the crane right now. Again, they're able to, I think they're welding all of these pieces together. You'll see at the very top of the screen is some more of those gate pieces. On the bottom of the screen, some of those other white structures, also parts and pieces to these gates. So that piece that he had in there is one of the actual pieces that is installed on the spillways before the gates are installed. We'll fly over here a little bit closer, take a little bit closer look at these pieces. Again, this is all being assembled right here on site. I think the gates for the other dams are already out there as well, so it seems like a very tedious process to go ahead and assemble a lot of these. Then after they're done being assembled, then they get flown in by that crane. Like I said, that happened this morning. Did check out there a couple days ago when I was passing through Sanford, and they already had it all rigged up, ready to go, ready to be lifted and flown into place. We can check out this side of the powerhouse. I haven't been able to see this area in quite a while. Looks like they have an on-site generator installed there, so if the power does go out, they definitely cannot rely on the hydropower anymore, since all of these dams no longer have hydropower capabilities. So they do have an on-site generator to be able to power these gates in the event of an emergency and the loss of power. Again, kind of see that crane working over here, and a few more of those gate components, the ones that are powder coated in white. Definitely easy to tell them apart from the stainless steel components that are being installed prior to gate installation. We'll gain altitude a little bit here, get a nice perspective of this crane, and then we'll check out the powerhouse a little bit closer. If you are enjoying this video, make sure you go down below, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and leave any questions and comments you have down below. If you want to support the channel, there's plenty of options in the description down below. Either you can buy me a drink on coffee or send donations directly through PayPal. In this view, I was checking out the one turbine that is located in the powerhouse. This was left here, as I do believe this will be kind of a museum in the future that public is able to access. That green structure right through the window is actually the turbine, that hydropower turbine that was always located here inside of the Sanford Dam. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below. As always, I just want to give a massive thanks to the people who support me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of your contribution to keeping this channel going. Thank you.